Georgia may have their future starting quarterback in their 2022 recruiting class, who has even impressed the father of current starting quarterback, Stetson Bennett. Gunnar Stockton has put up huge numbers as a four-year starter in high school, breaking multiple career records in the process. Stockton has never let the spotlight change him and will look to put up big numbers for the Bulldogs when he gets his chance. But who is Gunnar Stockton? Gunnar Stockton is from Tiger, Georgia, which is a city of about 565 people, according to Google. Tiger is located in northeast Georgia near the Tennessee, South Carolina, and Georgia border. When Gunnar was 6, he struggled to get off the ball, so his coaches turned him into the quarterback. He never switched positions from then on. In 6th grade, he was introduced to the shotgun spread offense designed by former Rabun County High School coach Lee Shaw. Gunnar attended Rabun County High School, where he would go on to become a four-year starter. As a freshman, Stockton threw for 2,917 yards, 34 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, while also rushing for 709 yards and 17 touchdowns. As a result, he was named the Max Prep Freshman All-American. That touchdown total was more than Trevor Lawrence, 26, Deshaun Watson, 17, and former Georgia quarterback Jake Fromm, 8, managed in 9th grade themselves. He also led Rabun County to an 11-2 record in the Georgia 2A third-round playoff appearance. As a sophomore, Stockton threw for 3,473 yards, 43 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, while also rushing for 1,126 yards and 19 touchdowns on the ground. He led Rabun County to a 12-1 record and to the third round of the playoffs once again. As an underclassman, Stockton always kept his head on his shoulders. Sports Illustrated's Blaine Gilmer writes back in 2020, "Imagine being a freshman at a high school in the North Georgia mountains and seeing a helicopter make a landing on your campus. The helicopter contains none other than Kirby Smart, and he wants to talk to your coach about you potentially being a quarterback at the University of Georgia nearly 4 years later." It was like a made-up story, almost too good to be true. That is exactly what happened for Gunnar Stockton on January 31st, 2019. Going to his junior year, Gunnar's head coach, Jay Shaw, told Sports Illustrated, "Gunnar is just one of those special players that doesn't come around very often. I'm very fortunate that I get to be around him every day, that I get to coach him. As good of a player that he is, he's an even better teammate and a better person. He makes everybody around him better, including me. Just a very rare talent, especially at the age he is. He's got such a bright future ahead of him. He has handled the attention really well. He's got two great parents. His dad is my defensive coordinator here at Rabun, and his mom is the school counselor here at the high school. He's handled it extremely well, never wanting it to be about himself, but wanting the focus to be on our football team. He is a very humble young man, and I can't say enough good things about how he's gone about things. As crazy as the process can be, it never became a distraction for our team. I'm very proud of him and the way he has handled all of this." As a junior, Gunnar Stockton threw for 3,128 yards, 45 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, while also rushing for 1,581 yards and 26 touchdowns on the ground. He led Rabun County to a 12-2 record and guided them to the Georgia 2A state semifinals. Stockton was named the second-team Junior All-American by Max Preps, but was focused on one goal: winning a state championship as a senior. Stockton wanted to lead the Wildcats to their first state title since 1949, telling the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, "I'm very confident this is the year to do it, and if we don't do it, it's a bust year." They returned 19 starters, and they were always told they would be the group to do it. He was also on the verge of breaking multiple career records. In his final season with the Wildcats, Stockton threw for 4,134 yards, 55 touchdowns and 1 interception, while also adding 956 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns on the ground. He broke Deshaun Watson's most career total touchdowns record and Trevor Lawrence's passing touchdowns record during his senior year. Against Pickens, Stockton threw for 350 yards and 6 touchdowns while rushing for a touchdown on the ground. The Wildcats finished the season 11-2, losing to Thomasville in the quarterfinals of the playoffs. Stockton was named Gatorade Georgia Player of the Year and finished his high school career throwing for 13,652 yards, 177 touchdowns, and 17 interceptions, while also rushing for 4,372 yards and 70 touchdowns on the ground. I want to mention one random story I came across that speaks to the type of person Gunnar Stockton is. Gunnar and the senior leadership would always clean up the locker room for the custodial staff after practice. Doug Young, the custodian, told Dog Nation, especially on those days when they will bring in a lot of grass and will track a lot of grass and a lot of water into the locker room. It will be all over the floor. Gunnar and some of the other seniors would grab dust mops and other mops and clean it up. I remember Gunnar saying that there's no reason this room should be messy or messy at all. I appreciate it. I told them they didn't have to do it, but I appreciate it nonetheless. They just kind of told me they wanted to do the right thing. Straighten it up some. I just thought it was really nice of those young guys to do that. Hey you! Yeah, you! How do you think Gunnar Stockton will do at Georgia? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it because it really helps the video in the algorithm. At the time of recording, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, Gunnar Stockton is a 4-star recruit who's the 5th best player in Georgia, 7th best quarterback in the class, and 67th best player in the 2022 recruiting class. He received over 23 different Division I offers from the likes of Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Ohio State, and South Carolina. Originally, Gunnar committed to South Carolina back in August 2020, becoming the Gamecocks' first commit for the class of 2022. It looked like South Carolina could be building towards the top 10 class, but in January of 2021, Stockton would decommit, writing on social media, "After much discussion and prayer with my family, I've decided to decommit from the University of South Carolina. Back in August, I made a decision to commit to the university, program, and staff. A lot has changed since that time. I feel like I should reevaluate my situation. I want to thank Connor Shaw for all his love, support, and understanding." At the time, according to 24/7 Sports, Stockton was really considering Auburn, which made sense. Mike Bobo was the offensive coordinator under Will Muschamp at South Carolina and had taken the Auburn job. Instead of becoming a Tiger, Stockton became a Bulldog, deciding to stay home. His primary recruiter was offensive coordinator Todd Monken, and it was a massive get for Georgia. Gunnar explained his decision, saying, "It just feels like home, and it feels like a family. When I committed to South Carolina, Coach Smart told me that he was going to stay up on me, and I'm not going to bug you, but just know we still want you." After Coach Muschamp got fired, it kind of ramped back up, but they still recruited me hard. According to 24/7 Sports' Chris Singletary, Gunnar Stockton is projected to be a future Day 2 pick, and at one point, according to Barton Simmons, had a comparison to Sam Howell. Singletary writes, "Thick-built player with average height for the position. He's a better athlete than one would think. He's able to make plays in the pocket when the rush breaks down by using his feel and presence for where the rush is coming from and how he needs to buy time. Does a good job of keeping his eyes downfield to make plays when he is flushed and on the move. Shows good arm strength with the ability to make throws with touch when needed, allowing for his receivers to make plays on the move to get extra yardage. He has a quick release and is able to process if his first read isn't there to get through his progressions. By throwing and running for a combined 4,709 yards, passing and rushing along with 71 touchdowns as a junior, you could see the growth in his game over the last couple of years." One of Gunnar's teammates believes he could be an instant impact at Georgia, saying, "If Gunnar goes to Georgia and he's not in the rotation his freshman year, I would be shocked. He knows the game better than any quarterback I've ever seen. I've seen him draw up plays that are put in the playbook that he just thought of, and he had some say in the plays we run. He has a great offensive mind, and I know he'll dominate the next level." Stockton doesn't care about Georgia's depth. Explain to Athens Banner Herald, "You've always got to compete. Anywhere you go, now there's a transfer portal, and anybody can transfer in. It isn't a big deal, honestly. Now at the portal, anyone can transfer in and be there." I personally think Gunnar Stockton could be a future star for the Georgia Bulldogs. But what do you think? How will Gunnar Stockton do as a Bulldog? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos right here. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.